Hi, and welcome to the March and April 2024 monthly energy forecast with me, Intuitive Channel and Transformational guide, Marisa Liza Pell. And right now, if you're just tuning in, we are going to go over a lot of things coming up for this period of time. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe or join our email list so you can get these monthly updates every month to your inbox, so that you know when you're driving momentum in your life, your business, your romantic life, your wellness, that you're doing this at the right time. Because we can take action, but if we're not looking at the universal energies, we're not looking at the personal themes for the month, sometimes we could take action when we're going against the wind rather with it. So it's important that we go over, number one, the universal energies, number two, the themes of the month as far as the forecasts coming up, just like you tune into a weather forecast. And also we're going to go over the key dates that I think are really important for the month and the specialties surrounding them. But before we get to this, I want to talk about some special announcements that I have coming up. Very excited about a few of them. Number one, this month, March and April 2024, we're going into the 6 weeks of eclipse season. And usually with eclipses, it's like everything's kind of falling away that no longer serves us. It could be like a really turbulent time, but this time it's more of illuminating the soul path, to where there may have been situations in your life where you have kind of been going back and forth for years, whether that be, where should I live? Should I stay or go in this relationship? Should I leave my job and start a new business? All of those things really haven't been clear to a lot of people who were working in the transformational space for themselves and looking to up level in their life and their consciousness, connect with their soul purpose, soul mission. And what's interesting about this period of time is that instead of that turbulent falling away, it's more like the curtain is coming open and things are becoming very clear in terms of the soul path, the soul illumination. So what I decided to do, a lot of you know that I am on sabbatical as far as connection to the other side, which I've been doing for like 25 years, taking a break on that to work on creating a heaven here for people, because that's really important too. Not to say that that doesn't happen at times, definitely does. That's Kenny, by the way. He's, the token black cat of the house, which I'm sure you're not surprised that I would have cats. We have another one here too, Shuki. Oh, you're probably wondering what's going on with my background. My whole office, kind of where we did the lounge and the office over the pandemic and everything. My desk is being refurbished and refinished, and we're moving things around. We're setting up some lighting, some new audio. So it's going to be a whole new, renewed office space to do more videos and more stuff and streaming for you as well. So yes, so this is a time where illumination of the soul path is really important. So as you know, taking sabbatical from doing the live events all the time, doing the mediumship all the time, all that stuff, but I'm still doing the intuitive channeling. And, if somebody decides to jump in, of course, I'm not going to say no, but it's just kind of, that's where things are at as far as where consciousness is calling us. So it's not really enough for us to just get the message, right, of healing. Yes, very healing, very important to know that our loved ones are okay on the other side. But that does not change our patterns, our purpose, our mission, and the things we're doing in this life to fulfill what we need to do, so that when we decide to make our transition, it's like, hey, well, what did you do? How did you fulfill your purpose? What did you do to help others? And what did you do to really have abundance, fulfillment, and joy when you were on the earth plane, right? So it's not about fixing other people. It's about making sure that we are transcending and creating our purpose, tuning into our mission, and the pathways that we're supposed to be going on, because this is not only about you. It's not only a personal thing, a personal journey. This is about where consciousness is headed. And you really want to be where you're supposed to be so that you can have the foundation, the solid foundation underneath you, so that you're not overwhelmed, you're not scattered, you're not ungrounded, you're not all over the place, you're not confused. You can trust yourself and you can be led by your intuition every day to where you're supposed to be. So this is all about creating consistent momentum. You'll hear about that moving forward, but also illuminate our pathway. So I spent 25 years being an informational channel, right? Downloading information about people's life paths, downloading information about where people are supposed to be in terms of their career, relationships, health, home, and also connecting to people that are on the other side. However, I noticed that that's one piece of the puzzle, but even though I might give you that answer, taking action to change your pattern is a whole other thing. It's a whole other ballgame. And you can try to intellectualize that process and try to figure it out and try to think your way through it and try to say, I've read books. I understand why my past has an effect on my present. I understand what's blocking me. I understand that I'm sabotaging. I understand why I'm not moving forward. That intellectual understanding does not lead to you breaking your patterns and your cycles. So what I decided to do is come up with a one-day event, which is called, interestingly enough, because of where we're at in the eclipse season, the illumination season, Soul Illuminations, the circle. And we decided, I teamed up with an intuitive energy healer, very, very powerful. She helps to identify and release subconscious blocks. So this powerful combination of working with very small amounts of people, 5 people at a time, is combining my gifts, which is going deep into the intuitive work, the intuitive channeling, and looking into those patterns and cycles. And at the same time, you're getting the healing work, the release, the connection to being given the insight as to what those beliefs are, what those subconscious things are that are blocking you, and given the opportunity to start to move them out. Okay. And this is a one-time thing. I haven't done this before with somebody else. It's usually like I have a session and I give a referral to have somebody else, have somebody go and book an appointment with somebody else to go do this. And it's just not as effective. So if you want an opportunity to release and unblock, this is probably one of my most powerful opportunities to do so, because I'm not taking one-on-one clients right now. I'm working on my group mentorship with women in the transformational space for a year-long program, my Ascend Line Accelerator. And that's where we're really working toward moving people toward their dream goals and purpose and healing relationships, codependency, people pleasing, all that stuff. But this is like a condensed container, 5 people, and I'm combining my powerful work with the channeling on the patterns. And then we have the release aspect with Missy. So there's good news around this, and we have to figure out what the other news is, because we put it out a couple days ago to our members first. It was sold out within a couple hours. So our first date is next week, Tuesday the 19th. And we opened up a new date because we wanted everybody, especially people who watch the forecast and our email subscribers, to have an opportunity to work with us in this powerful container. And of course, we talk about timing. This is the time during this eclipse season, during this illumination period, during this full moon lunar eclipse, week. This is the time where people are really finally ready to start anew, release themselves from the self-imposed prison that you're like, I know I'm here and I know the door's open and I know I have the keys, but how do I get out, right? How do I break out of these patterns into a life of freedom and purpose? Especially if you have a background in trauma, especially if you're codependent, especially if you're a highly sensitive person, especially if you're intuitive, right? So I wanted to bring my work to people who really want it, not only to get, this is not about instant gratification anymore, to give you a sense of control if you're having high anxiety about where the future is. Like, those are lower frequency patterns right now. It's not about that anymore. It's about leaning into your highest possible path for highest fulfillment and creating that bigger life for yourself, those dreams and goals and relationships that you want to step into that you just seem to be at a lower level with, and you can't seem to burst through that ceiling, right? So let me get back to this because I just went off on a tangent. we opened up the next date, which is the 26th for Soul Illuminations, the circle. Again, 5 people. We only have 1 spot left. So by the time I put out this recording, which is today, I'm recording it and putting it out, there's going to be 1 spot left. Now, if you want to email me and you can't get in and you're like, I really want to do this, we will open up another date, probably not in April, but maybe the end of April, early May, if you want to be on the wait list. So if you cannot get in this time around, this is a very high demand event. And like I said, we're working with 5 people total. The event is not recorded due to how deep we go with people. So it's not shareable. Other people can't watch it other than the people that are in there. This is probably one of the most deepest, profound containers of illumination and release that I've had available for if you're ready. If you're not ready, you can always dive in, put your toe in the pool a little bit less deep. So if you can't get into this event, make sure to comment below or email us or connect with me in some way, and we will put you on the wait list if we figure out another date to open. And we should be figuring out that soon. The other thing is, this is for all of you. So this is not anything that's limited. Very excited about this. I've been talking about this for quite some time now. I don't even know if to get into it or not get into it, but this is for if you're highly driven, if you're a driven purpose seeker, if you're intuitive empath, if you're highly sensitive, if you have a history of codependency, trauma, but you're still doing really well in pushing forward in your career, but healing and relationships is not a good aspect for you, or you really are driving and you're doing everything you possibly can to move forward, but it's a stop and start. It's a stop and start. You're not creating that consistent forward motion in your life. So this is an experience that I created. It's off of Facebook, off of Instagram, off all of the noise. It is called, it's my free experience for everyone. If you're watching this, it's called Momentum. Okay. And it is a free online community experience. I'm going to put the link below. And the other thing is that if you're looking to gain more education, more trainings in moving forward and breaking ceilings and breaking patterns and breaking cycles and creating that consistent forward momentum in your life without the overwhelm, without the scatteredness, without feeling like time is passing you by and without rushing through life, this is the place to be. The other thing about it is I have free trainings, free resources, and the monthly energy forecast. I've been talking about this for a while. There will be a searchable, enhanced monthly energy forecast in there where you can click a little button and you can search for dates and it will come up like where I talk about that. So I know that's something I've been talking about making. That's going to be in Momentum. You have to join that in order to get in there. This is a free community. Now, the thing about it is, it's not a community where I'm giving and you're getting. It's a community that you get to unlock paid trainings that I've made, paid foundational trainings in intuition, in fulfilling your purpose, and stepping into your purpose, the nervous system work, all that stuff, beginner, intuitive, foundational stuff, white space, creating white space and clearing your mind and calendar. You can actually come in and instead of paying for those courses, you can win those courses by contributing to the community, contributing insights, contributing to other members, answering other members' questions, contributing inspirational material as well. You can earn points, and there's a little classroom, and you can actually unlock the trainings. Okay, so you can either, when we put them out for sale, you can buy them, or you could have fun and unlock them in this new free experience. So I wanted to give everybody the opportunity to learn. If you can't, if you're unable to commit to something, that's a high commitment, whether that's a year-long program that we offer or a long course or whatever that is. This is your opportunity to dip your toe in the pool and start to build consistent momentum in your life and using the forecast to do it. So what is in this free membership for you? It's the ability to unlock the free trainings. You also get free resources and trainings that you don't have to unlock, which we don't offer anywhere else. And the other amazing thing is I developed a 30-page Intuitive Empath Survival Guide. So if you feel other people's emotions on a great level and a big deal, and you want to learn how to stop the drain, how to separate your feelings from those of other people, and how to really move forward in life as a highly sensitive person, my Intuitive Empath Survival Guide normally sells for $27. If I'm reselling it, on my website, I am giving that away, and it's unlocked right away in the community. So there'll be a link below, and you'll be able to get this as a gift for coming in as some of our founding members. I don't know where momentum is going. It could turn into, if I add a bunch of new things, if I add more things to it in the future, it could turn into be a paid opportunity. It could turn into be a paid membership if I add other things to it. But for now, if you join and we do that, then you get to stay. So, it's a win-win all around. So if you want the Intuitive Empath Survival Guide, and you would like to unlock some free trainings, and you'd like to connect with me and other like-minded individuals, please join Momentum. It's a free experience. I'm very excited about that. So the link will be below. Also, I'm not going to tell you what this is, but I am doing a contest in the next month for the people that are top on the leaderboard of engaging with our other members. And it's going to be a pretty sweet prize. So let's just put it that way. Something you probably really want to win. All right. So let's get into, I know that was a little long, but we have so much going on. And I wanted you to have the opportunity with this eclipse and with this energy that's coming up of the illumination energy. I want to give you every opportunity you can, so you don't say, oh, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, and I don't have the energy. That's your nervous system saying, oh, I know if I put the time, money, and energy into this, I'm going to have to look at myself. I'm going to have to turn the spotlight on myself. I'm going to have to change. Now, you don't know that consciously, but subconsciously, your nervous system is saying, oh, it's not safe to be seen. It's not safe to be heard. It's not safe to, for me to step into these bigger things in life, right? So the system says, oh, it starts to give you excuses as to why you can't do it. So what I'm doing is I'm offering people the opportunity to get the full shebang if they want to by coming into our accelerator and really pushing through their dreams and goals and healing their codependency, right? Or you can join the one-time event. So time is not an answer there, right? You could join the one-time event. We could work with you. Now, that's not going to solve every issue. You do need to work on yourself, right? But you have that container. And if you're like, well, I don't have the money, or I don't have the time and energy, and I kind of just want to do it when it's good for me, you have the free community. So there's no excuse that you can give me at this point that you cannot move forward into balancing your life through nervous system work, through illuminating the shadows, stepping into the light, and also igniting your intuition to move forward, to step into those bigger things in your life that you definitely deserve and you want, and you're not sure why your life is manifesting on the outside in a way that doesn't really match what you want on the inside. So there are 3 ways to work with me now. You can't say you didn't know. You can't say money's a problem. You can't say time is a problem. And you can't say energy is a problem. Because now I'm giving everyone the opportunity. So I want you to come in and I want you to get to work, because I'm going to talk about the cosmic events right now. And you're going to see why it's important to do that today and not wait. As I've told you about the last few months, we had that 9 weeks period where there was no slowdown in the energy, no celestial blocks, no retrogrades, no slowing down. I hope you took advantage of that in the last 9.5 weeks. For those of you that are slower to move forward with taking charge, this could have been a little bit like moving ahead, could have been a little bit intense because you felt that momentum, that energy, and you're like, I have to get something done. So that's when the nervous system could have came in and said, oh my God, this is too much. I'm just going to shut it down for now. But we are coming out of that period. So I need to talk to you about the cosmic events. So we talked about how an eclipse season is usually turbulence, things falling away, but really it's a time of illumination. This 6-week period is basically solidifying clarity of mind, purpose, and being. So in the last 3 to 4 weeks, something that is key information has presented itself in a life situation, and was starting to be made clear. It hasn't become completely clear yet because you still have to do some research and guidance, but things are starting to emerge now that you're like, oh my God, I didn't ever think this is what it was, right? So the last 3 or 4 weeks specifically, a lot is coming to light, not only with yourself, but with people around you. So this also could be like a surprise about people around you that you've known forever, and you find out something about them, or they find out something about themselves, and it's like, oh my God, it all makes sense, right? So especially this could be a big surprise for most intuitive people, thinking I should have known this stuff, right, about myself or about other people in my life. So with new information being brought about right now with this eclipse season, and it actually just started 2 or 3 weeks ago, a whole landscape emerges. It's like you're looking at your life completely different. You're looking at things with complete clarity, and everything changes when that happens. So moving ahead, there's going to be periods for you like where you can't make the excuse that you don't know which direction to turn and that things aren't clear, because with this eclipse, things are becoming clear. So the only choice you have is, do I act on this? Because there's only one pathway now. There's no there's confusion where you can procrastinate on what you're doing because you don't know what to do. You've been given the information. It's become clear. You've asked the universe. You've gotten messages. If you asked, they're very close to us right now, by the way. So if you ask for clarity, you're going to get it. So there's no denying yourself the opportunity to get clear. There's no turning back from the clarity that you've been given. You can decide not to act on it, but there's really no turning back on the clarity you've been given. You will have the clarity now, but you'll need to decide how to follow through with your action steps moving forward. And that's why coming into our free community Momentum is going to be important for you. Just taking the action steps and not having your body, your somatic self, not your mind, your body start to get tired or overwhelmed or shut down when you have to step toward these bigger things and your bigger life. So action steps moving forward. And this is going to involve spiritual help and support. So you're going to need someone to reflect to you what's going on, because if you're trying to make this sense of all this in your head, it's not going to help you. You're going to say, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying. I don't want to hear trying anymore. Okay. And I'm going to be hard about it because I keep seeing the same people, on social media, in the emails, my clients being like, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying. It's in the doing. It's not in the intellectualizing or figuring it out. It's like, it's like saying you go to another planet and they're trying to give you some food that is from Mars. And they're like, yeah, let me describe how it feels to eat this thing on Mars, right? And it's like, okay, you're explaining it to me and I understand it intellectually that it's chewy and it kind of tastes like this, but you're not really going to experience it until you actually eat it and experience a felt sense of what that feels like. People could tell you what it's like to go swimming. Be like, oh, it feels so good and calming and it's wet and you get to feel, a sense of weightlessness in the water. But until you dive in the water and swim, you don't know what it feels like to swim. Right. So it's kind of like that. I don't want to hear over and over and over again, I'm trying, because that means that you're mentally processing. You're looking for more information. You're trying to will yourself to take actions. The actions begin when the nervous system expands and when we create space for ourselves and when we step in very tolerable steps into what we're looking for. And you need guidance and mentorship. So no time, no money, no energy. Join my free community. And even if you have a lot of time, money, and energy, come join my free community because it's fun to win things. It's fun I gamified this. So it'll be fun to get all the training and information you need to step forward, whether you're joining a program or not. Okay? So don't tell me you're trying, because that means that you're mentally processing. And I want to just dismantle that right now. Don't tell me that, you are trying to figure it out and it doesn't make sense. It's in the doing now. It's in the action steps. So if you find that you're taking action steps against what you want to be doing, that's the doing that you're doing. It's actually clear. You're going to see it very, very clearly. Okay. We could sit there and sit on the couch, eat popcorn, sit there and watch some TV, numb out, and process things over and over and over again and again. And I've done this, right? I've done this for a long, long, long periods of time. I could tell you it doesn't work, and I could tell you it doesn't work for my clients that are trying to make changes. Now, we have 2.5 weeks left of nearly no planetary retrogrades. So you want you to take advantage of that before we hit that full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th. Okay, so we're about 9 days until that full moon lunar eclipse. So we're starting to feel that. We know that things are about to be illuminated. We know that things are about to get clear. We actually might even know what they are because they've been revealed to us in the past month. Now it's like we have to put in those action steps on getting those confirmations. Yes, this is clear. This is what's going on. These are the actions I need to take. There's only one direction for most of you now. There's not two to be confused by to say, well, I can't take action because I can't figure it out. There's only one pathway. Okay. You could decide not to do that. That's fine. But there's only one pathway at the moment. Forging boundaries, finding your limits and boundaries. Really important right now. Discernment, true authenticity. 6 weeks of pure power in this eclipse. So this is all about making sure that you know that most of what you're doing that's causing you pain is you projecting a shadow part of yourself onto the world around you. And I know that's really, really hard to understand. The part of us that we project onto the world around us, onto people, situations, and things creates our reality. So it's like we're looking through a window that is not cleaned. So the window is going to be clean now. So it's like you look outside and you think it's a deer, but it's really a bear. You're like, I really shouldn't go outside because that may be a bear, but it looks like a really friendly deer, but I'm going to go outside and connect with it anyway. And then you're like, oh, it's a bear. It's like, no, you're going to look out the window. And this is about people you're bringing into your life. And you're like, oh, it's a bear. I really shouldn't go outside. It's not like, oh, I thought it was a deer, but I'm going to go outside to find out. No, it's a bear. No, you're going to see it from the safety of before you interact with it. Okay. And you can't convince anyone or tell yourself a lie that it is a bear, right? So there's a lot of metaphor that I'm saying. So now you know what these patterns and cycles are, and now it's time to do something about it. And usually I'm a little bit more like soft about it, but you have such an opportunity for power to really up level and to break your patterns and cycles now so that you can have freedom. You want to be free. You want to be free of feeling like this all the time. You want to be free of not knowing, what is your energy and what somebody else's. You want to be free of having guilt for not fixing or being there for others at their beck and call. You want to be free of codependency and people pleasing. You want to jump into higher level relationships. You want to work when you want to work and create the freedom and lifestyle you want and still make the money you need and still accept and receive the abundance in your life. Now's the opportunity to do it. So I'm being tough because I want you to act. And now you don't have any excuse to not act. You join the free community. You already get my 30-page guide on the survival guide for the intuitive empath. You can unlock trainings that are normally paid trainings by giving to others in the community. You don't get it for free. You get gaming. You get to earn points for connecting in the community. So this is like an interactive email list, right? Connection is so big right now, and I want you to feel the power of connection. So I want you to do that. Now, you're going to be forced to face what has been in the shadows in the subconscious and projecting on people. We talked about that. And then we have our Mercury Retrograde, April 1st to the 25th, and you have to be aware of the week before April 1st as the confusion starts at that time. Okay. And the March theme, I didn't even say this once, is the crystal clear waters, right? So let's just say your life was a lake, and every time you looked into it, there was a lot of rippling, there's a lot of wind. You really couldn't see the picture clearly. So what was once a ripple and wind on the lake is now mirrored in stillness. Your reflection is clear, and there's no room to say that you can't see the mirror image clearly. And we just talked about that. So over the past 2.5 to 3 weeks, situations that had you going back and forth were made clear, but not yet confirmed 100%, allowing for smaller actions and research and plans. So that's part of it. Even if we take smaller actions moving forward, that still adds up to those breakthroughs. The next 2 weeks are riddled with clear-cut plans of action, and these are your only steps forward. Then we move into the eclipse season, then we move into the retrograde, and things are going to get confusing and muddled. You don't want to deal with that. So the only choice is to take the path or not, right? So this theme also heralds complete clarity about illuminating, hence soul illuminations, illuminating your issues about those around you, things you didn't know about yourself, things that are blocking you, your stuck points, your sabotage points, and why this is happening. And now it's up to you to decide the pathway that you're going to take to move through that. Okay, so that's really going to be important. All right, so we are going to go over the key dates at this point. So get your calendar ready. Now, like I said, on YouTube, you're not going to be able to do this in just regular video. But if you join the free community Momentum, link will be below, you'll be able to get a searchable video, which if you click this, there's a little, I'll have like a tour video in there. I'm going to make that after this. You just click on that little, like, it looks like a little document in the video, and it pulls up a transcript, and it has a little search thing, and you could type in March 15th, and it'll pull up where I said that thing. So no more having to search. We have to see if this works, but you know, I put it in there anyway. So March 15th is really, it's really the start of a new life, new beginnings, freedom, and clarity of path. Okay, so this is really a new life, a new beginning, a new birth. So congratulations, this is a big deal. March 16th and March 17th. Once the clarity is provided, okay, these days, now there needs to be quiet contemplation and reflection, because it's going to be a lot for you to take in. Like, you're going to be figuring out stuff about yourself, about the people around you, those closest to you, people you may have known for 50 years, 60 years. Something's coming to light, okay? So, of course, you're going to have to process these things, reflect, contemplate. And each of these days, it would be good to be surrounded by water. So running water, not lakes, but streams, waterfalls, even going to a spa, having running water, and salt for clearing. March 18th is a tough emotional day. You want to be aware of this day. Any emotional skipping record energy that's left in the body, it will bubble to the surface like a residual. So it's like an upward and out. Just let it be released. It's not real energy. It's not real active living energy. It's a residual. So this, you should feel a little uncomfortable on March 18th. March 19th, this is the day that was chosen, that we chose for our event, Soul Illuminations, the first one. And it is a powerful date if you want to use it for an intention and release date on your pathway to freedom. So this is going to be a very, very important date. Okay, so March 20th is a do nothing day. So let others take the lead in your healing on this day. This would be a good day to speak to a mentor, a coach, a therapist, or healer to really provide some illumination on your situation and to reflect on the situation that you're dealing with and a new pathway onto that. March 21st is also a power day. It's also one of the last days to really make big moves. Okay. This is from March 21st all the way through April. This is the last day. I see I have it all written down here. It's one of the last days to really make big moves in the areas of career and finance before the Mercury retrograde and energy starts to really be felt. March 22nd, highlighting family dynamics, friends, focusing on the positives, opportunity to manifest unexpected returns on your money, and winning something. So I can't promise everyone watching this is going to win something, but yeah. So highlighting family dynamics here is really important. March 23rd is an exciting day for connection and romance with a loved one, partner, or romantic interest or dating. March 24th and March 25th. Dates, this is not the greatest energy. Dates highlighting miscommunications, customer services issues, not a day to resolve things, okay? The whole week is kind of up and down, so there's going to be a lot of confusion and a lot of emotion on that week. March 26th and March 28th, not the 27th. It's pendulum swinging dates. So you think you've made progress on something or a decision, and it needs to be actually relooked at and reassessed on the 28th based on what's coming up on the 27th about it. And this could be related to a home purchase, property, or large purchase. So you're going to think you're done figuring everything out on the 26th. 27th, it's like you've been brought into a whirlwind of something that you had to deal with unexpectedly. And it's like, oh my God, this is going on. But then the 28th, you reassess it, you make another decision, but then you realize the thing on the 27th didn't even really need to be brought up anyway. So the 29th is really when you're going to get the clarity emerge for what's real in the situation. So it's like, if I had to give you advice on this, just go with the ups and downs of the week of the 26th, because that we're hitting that full moon then and eclipse season all at once and pre-retrograde shadow. So just ride the wave. Try not to get overly anxious or worried, because everything's going to work out. But the real clarity is going to emerge on the 29th, not the 27th, where it seems to be like this issue's arising. So March 30th, you can expect relief and to move forward on the 31st. Okay, we're into April now. April 1st and April 2nd. We're hitting that Mercury retrograde. It's coming, plus the eclipse. And this is the what we do dates. Okay, this is the what do we do dates. Like, what do we do about this situation? What is it that we do? And it's connected to business partnerships, parenting, schools, not so much business. So what are we going to do with the situation that's been brought to light? And the answer is nothing right now. We cannot make a decision right at this time. So April 3rd and April 4th and April 5th, that cluster of dates, are the do nothing dates. If you try to do something to get clarity on these dates, and you might even try really hard, you won't have the answer anyway. So I'm just warning you to let go of the frustration. We are finally slowing down after 9 weeks of intense movement. You're going to feel it. April 6th and April 7th, you're finally accepting the slowdown, and the connection for the retrograde is happening. April 8th and April 9th. These 2 days are wonderful for getting back to finishing up and trying to tie up old projects, or finalizing and feeling good about getting it done. So that's really, really important. Okay, April 10th through April 13th. Very slow moving energy, but still you're making progress in terms of career. Okay. April theme is slow and stillness is what I call it. So all of the stuff that's been happening, all the action, all of the clarity, all the movement, pushing and going and doing, has been happening over the past 3 months. Being still and being slow is going to seem like, well, why isn't anything moving forward? But instead of getting in the mind and trying to figure it out and why and pushing, there's just as much importance to stillness, slowness, and integration as there is to periods of moving forward. We need to move forward, build things, put things out into the public, do things with all of our things that we're trying to move ahead. But then we have, if we're moving forward and we're making all this progress and we're changing and we're transforming, then periods of rest, stillness, and slowing down is actually essential to keeping that momentum. So a lot of people want to ignore the periods of rest and stillness and slowness, which if our nervous system is used to going and doing and kind of going fast, that doesn't feel safe to our nervous systems always. But in order to keep that momentum going and keep up leveling, we need periods of rest and integration. And this is a wonderful time for that. April 14th is a day of communication breakdowns. So don't even try. Just putting that out there. April 15th is energy ramping up again, but just be careful not to make any solid decisions. All right. So that is March and April. There's a lot there. March and April, monthly energy forecast 2024 with me, Intuitive Channel Transformational Guide, Marisa Liza Pell. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to get these updates in the future. Make sure you're on my newsletter list to get them in your email. And like I said, the link below is for the new free community experience. And I want to tell people too, you can get this on your desktop or on your phone. I would highly recommend using the app. It's called School, Skool, and downloading it to your phone and joining the community so you can access all these trainings and access the community on the go. And you can also access it on your desktop for a more visual experience. And I'm not the only membership you could join. So there's a lot of other really cool groups and stuff that you can join as well. And like I said, Soul Illuminations, as of me recording this, has one spot left. If you'd like to be considered for the wait list, if we do a third date and you can't get in for the 26th, please comment below. Or if you join the community, send us a message, or you can even send us an email at info@connectionbeyond.com that you'd like to be on the wait list. And like I said, momentum, you will get this forecast with a searchable transcript. You will get the Intuitive Empath Survival Guide, which is a 30-page guide on releasing all that draining energy and connecting to yourself. And normally that's going to be an offer that is a paid offer. So I'm not sure when I'm going to change it, where you're not getting it for free if you join the community. But since we just opened, it's kind of like a ribbon cutting. I'm giving this away to anyone who comes in. It's instantly unlockable. So I'm looking forward to you getting that. And then you can also play like an arcade. You can earn points. And at the end, you could bring your tickets in and win prizes. So who doesn't love that? I know I do. The reason why I built this is because I was in somebody else's group and it was somebody I really wanted to learn from. And I was like, well, I didn't take her big course yet, but I wanted to see what her teaching style was. I wanted to see like what some of her trainings were like. So I just went in there and I just got involved in the community and won all the trainings. And I was like, it was so much fun because I'd be like, oh, 3 more points till I unlock this training. And then I got a sense of her teaching. And then I ended up signing up for her programs because I really liked what she offered. But it was a great way for me to like get started on my own time and learn some new things. So I'm looking forward to that. The link is in the description below, and I'm looking forward to accepting you in the group. I will see you next month for the monthly energy forecast. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.